Hi, welcome to SimplyNAS Media. Today we're going to take a look at the brand new QNAP TS-453Mini. This is a new NAS. It still falls into the same range as the TS-453 Pro that we're used to in terms of specs. However, that being said, it's slightly different. It is still Tower based, but there's a few design quirks to it that have changed the form factor of the NAS. It is a little bit nicer to look at, and it does fit quite nicely in your living room. But we'll speak more about that once we've done the unboxing and we've taken a look at the NAS. So right now what I'm going to do is unpack the NAS for you so we can take a look at how they've designed the packaging and how they've packed up the NAS, and then we'll go through the NAS features. So to start with, this is basically the retail box. As you see, it's a bright baby blue colour. The whole retail box is viewable, so that way we'll show you the whole retail box. The back has some details about the NAS. The slide is basically our countries and then the specs of the NAS. Let's open it up so you can take a look. It's your usual QNAP retail box that we're used to. At the top it'll tell you what's basically included in the box, that way you know what comes with the box and what doesn't. It's just a general overview of what's packed inside your box. So, opening it up a little bit further, I'll move this aside so we can unpack the stuff properly. So you first get basically a quick installation guide. If you buy this configured, this installation guide doesn't really mean anything to you. However, if you do buy a diskless, it will let you know how to quickly set up your NAS and get your hard drives in, and of course get your NAS initialized. You get your power cable, of course. However, because of the design of the 453Mini, because it is so small, the PSU has now been moved to an outer PSU, so you do get a secondary PSU inside the box. You get your Ethernet cable, and due to the nature of this being able to be put in the living room, you actually get a Q remote bundled with the NAS. And then we've of course got these, which we'll speak about a little bit once I show you the machine, so we'll keep these aside for us to take a look at. They're basically protectors. You do have your 2.5-inch hard drive screws as well, if you put in a 2.5-inch hard drive, or if you do put in SSDs into the NAS. Before I open this up, just take a quick look. Packed very well. It's very secure, it doesn't move around, so we're not worried about anything happening during shipping. Take away the foam. Of course, be gentle when you do unpack your NAS. You don't want to damage your NAS just because you're unpacking it. They are, of course, a little bit fragile. But that's basically our NAS. So, taking a further look at the NAS, you've got your general front of the NAS. You've got your power button at the front here. You've got your USB one-touch copy still that exists, and your USB port for the one-touch copy. There is no LCD on this NAS anymore. So the slight difference here will be you've just got status indicators, that's it. Due to the form factor, LCD wasn't being able to be put into the NAS. It's not really necessary either with this NAS. Once you set it up, the point is not to really touch this again, aside from the fact transferring your data onto the NAS. Taking a quick look at the back before we go any further, because we are going to delve a little bit deeper than our general technical videos into this one. You've got your power slot for your external power supply. That of course uses your standard PC power supply, but you do need the QNAP power supply, as that's got its own pin plug. You've got two USBs at the back here. That right under the USB, I don't know if you can see it on the video, but if you do get the NAS, you will see it. There is a little reset button. This reset button, don't ever be alarmed by the reset button. This reset button will allow you just basically to restore the password if you do forget it, and the system settings. It will never touch your data. It will never remove shared folders that you've created or anything like that. It's basically just for new network settings. Let's say you put it on an IP address and your network's changed and you can't reach it anymore. That reset button will be helpful. Or of course, if you forget your password, we all have so many passwords these days that it's impossible to remember every single one we've used. You've also got your two network ports at the back. This only comes with two RJ45s. That's really all you need on a form factor like this. There are no expansion slots or anything of that sort. Of course, you can't fit it into a form factor like this. You've got, as we spoke about the USB slots here, these are USB 2.0. On the left hand side here, on the side of the RJ45, you've got two USB 3.0 slots as well. So it has the ability to add on some super speed hard drives, and also you can add your expansion units on. So this is compatible with the UX range of expansion units. Kind of defeats the purpose of a form factor like this, because you're going to have a nice big expansion unit sitting next to it, but at the end of the day, if we need to expand, we do need to expand. Let's say we bought 1 or 2 terabyte drives to start with. And then of course you've got your HDMI slot. This is the main feature of this NAS because this is what we've designed to sit in your sitting room. So it's nice to connect this up. It does support HD station. It doesn't support 4K output. The highest you get is 1080p. But that being said, in this day and age, 1080p is still ample. A lot of UK UHD TVs that do 4K will upscale 1080p anyway for you. But that's generally the gist of this. Again, bring you around to the front. That's really what we do in this NAS. The fun of this NAS is the opening of the NAS. So we're going to show you how to open up this NAS. So the top of the NAS comes off quite easy. It's magnetic based, so there's no screws at all. It just sits back down. Again, you'll feel the force of the magnet if you heard it there. Don't be alarmed when it does that. You're not hurting the NAS. It's just the magnets shutting themselves. They are quite strong, of course, because we do want to plug that. I'm going to bring the NAS down like this. So if you take a look at the NAS, you've got your 4 HDD trays. It is a 453, so at the end of the day, you do have 4 bays available for use. The bays have changed slightly to what we're used to. They have a different latching mechanism than what we're used to on the QNAPs. That being said, of course, this whole form factor is brand new to us. The trays will come out quite easily. They are very plastic based, so there is no metal on this NAS whatsoever except for inside the chassis. We'll take all the trays out so you can take a look at inside and move these aside. Taking a look inside, you can see it's a simple form factor. Nothing too amazing about it. It's basically a mini ITX board. You've got your 4 SATA. Oh, sorry, I took a look there. You've got your 4 SATA connectors at the back there. That's really the gist of this NAS. At the end of the day, it's not something we'd use in a small business. It definitely is more for home usage, more for TV usage, or if you're a media business and you're trying to set up, let's say, a media showroom, this would be perfect to have in there to sell to your customers. Of course, we do sell to resellers, so always do come speak to us here at SimplyNAS. Taking a look though, I did want to discuss, coming back to these that were in the brown box. So basically what they've done here is ease of use when it comes to installing a hard drive. QNAP have done this before in the past, quite a few years back. So it is an old design that they've brought back. So basically when we're using 3.5-inch hard drives, you've got your 2 screws here on this side and you've got 2 more screws here on this side. So these align up with the side of the HDD bay. What you're going to do, of course, don't do it in mid-air like I'm showing you. You're going to put your hard drive in, and then all you're going to do is take, I suppose you could call this a guard or a shield of sorts, and you're simply going to, it won't click too well right now because I don't actually have a hard drive in, but it just basically clicks in there and secures the hard drive. You'll do that on both sides. It's quite hard to get them the wrong way around because if you look at the design of this, it slopes down, I guess you could say, on one of the sides, and so does the tray, so it'll be easy to meet it up. You're going to put that in, and you're literally just going to click it, show you on the other side, and that's basically you installing your hard drive into your tray. So it's very easy. There are no screws necessary at all with this unit. The only times you will use screws or if you're going to open up the unit to do a RAM upgrade, but generally when you do buy it, when you buy it from us at least, it comes either in the stock configuration or we install the RAM before we send it to you, because the models are built that way in terms of the SKU. But that's basically your hard drive tray. You'll put that in and you'll simply slide that back into the NAS. Let's make sure I got this the right way around. Make sure your latch is open, you slide it back in and you literally secure it. And then your top of your NAS can go back on, and that's it. You've installed your new QNAP. So it's quite easy in terms of the design of the QNAP. It's a lot more easier than we're used to with the QNAP. I'll put that back out because we want to take those trays off. And just to show you, they're very easy to come off. So let's say you have to replace a hard drive. There is a little wording there that says pull. You won't be able to read it on the video, but if you get the NAS, you'll see it. So you'll simply just pull it off. And then you can take your hard drive out. When you do pull it off, again, don't do it in mid-air. Even if your hard drive's failed, you don't want to be dropping it. It could cause you problems with warranty going back to the manufacturers. They don't generally like their hard drives being dropped. Aside from that though, because these are for 3.5 inch, that's why the 2.5 inch screws have been included. You can of course put the guards on after you've stored your 2.5 inch drive, of course, but it's not necessary. The tray of course sits in there quite happily without the guards. Your 2.5 inch screws are here. So you've got 1, 2, 3 and 4, and you'll see the 2.5 inch alignment, so that's where you'd align them up. So you can still use an SSD in here. It does support SSD cache as well, so that'll be important for that aspect. You can of course, if you don't feel very secure with only having this secure your hard drive, you have screws at the bottom here that would align up with your 3.5 inch drive as well, and you can screw in the bottom of the hard drive as well. We typically try and keep you away from that, screwing in the bottom of the hard drive. If you screw it in too tight, you could hit the mechanical part of the hard drive. You don't want to risk it. But if you do it, please be very gentle when you do secure it more. Here at SimplyNAS, we simply will only install with this. You'll see when you do use the hard drive guards, the tray and the hard drive are very secure. It's not going to fall out on you because the trays do actually go into the screw hole. So it's as though you're screwing in your hard drive anyways. But that being said, that is the general gist of the 453 Mini. Speaking a bit more about the features, I mean, aside from what we already know with the 453 Pro, nothing really else has been added on this. You cannot use this for virtualization. It does not have the power or the capability to be a virtual NAS. So whilst it does have the HDMI ports, this cannot be backed up as, let's say, a PC that we've been speaking about when it comes to the TVSC. So you have quite a wide variety of being able to expand this NAS. It's very good in terms of HD station, and really it's more of a home usage, as we've said. We do sell it configured, so it's always best to buy it configured. That way you save your headache of having to do all this stuff that we've just walked through. It's great for 1080p video. It's great for my QNAP Cloud, so you can still use your QNAP Cloud services with this. Use QSync, have someone remotely pick up a video from here. But aside from that, that's really the gist of our 453 Mini. We hope you've enjoyed the video today. As always, if you did like the video, please do hit the like button. If you want to purchase one of these NAS, give us a call, 407-960-4690. Or if you alternatively can't get to a phone at the moment, you can send us an email, sales@simplynas.com. We're always happy to answer any questions you guys do have regarding the NAS, just to make sure this is the right fit for you. Otherwise, we can move to other form factors. QNAP does have a very wide variety of ranges. If you're going to work in 4K video, we can speak about that as well. That being said, subscribe to our channel as well. That way you get notified when we do post videos of this type, or any other videos that we do send out. We do like sending out quite some informative videos, letting you know about the NASs before you go and purchase them. In effect, doing some sort of pre-sales on the video as well. That way you get informed. Do hit the like button, leave us some constructive criticism, of course, if you didn't like something about the video. It's always nice to hear from you guys. Don't be mean, but we do like to hear whether we're doing something wrong or right. That's basically us for today. We hope you enjoyed the video. As always, do give us a call. Remember, 407-960-4690. Come by from your local NAS experts. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.